Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Personnel Board. In attendance are myself, John Halsall, the Chairman of the Personnel Board, John Kaiser, who's the Deputy Chairman of the Personnel Board, Clive Jones, Leader Liberal Democrats, Simon Weeks, and Rachel Bishop Firth. And in attendance, Anne Hunter and Madeline Shopland from Democratic Services. Apologies are from Stephen Conway and Pauline Hellier-Simons. Minutes of the previous meeting. Anybody got any issues? No. If I propose them, could be somebody second them? Simon, thank you. Any declarations of interest? I don't think the company declarations are irrelevant on that, are they? No? No. Public question time. Any members of the public? No. Member question time. No members of the public, and no members' questions. So it comes to the paper for if the lady on the end, because I can't see, no, it's Chris, your lady, just would like to introduce herself because everybody else is known.
Yes, Marcia, could you put your camera on and introduce yourself?
Probably not. Marcia, good evening.
Hi, I'm
You've
Marcia
just joined
Hunter.
us.
I have.
Excellent. Welcome to Working Borough.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Marcia just wanted to see what this was about. And she's joined. She's joined Christine in the HR department. So the Woking Borough Graduate Academy, this is a real success story. We've started a graduate academy, and the intention is to grow it and feed our own organisation with our own graduates. And so far, they're doing very well. Isn't that right, Christine? You disappeared.
No, I'm still here, John. Yes, the graduate the trainees are part of a national scheme that's run by the LGA. We started off quite small with 1 or 2 graduates, and it's grown to the point in 2020, 6 graduates were recruited. And last year, in 2021, another 2 joined. So we've got a total of 8 graduates at the moment who are working on various projects and programs supporting directors. So they're doing work supporting things like the anti-poverty strategy. It's really quite valuable to have an extra pair of hands just managing projects and helping directors to keep to track in terms of some of the milestones. So on page, one of the pages gives you some feedback from some of the managers. I don't know what page it is in the reports that were submitted, but it's been quite sort of glowing feedback, positive feedback on the graduates that we've had so far.
The feedback is on page 14, and the Graham Ebers is Javeria worked for me at the Council Recovery Strategy while she was a graduate trainee. She immediately impressed me with her enthusiasm. From Zulfikar, Jenny Jones has been a valuable asset during her skills. Simon Broad, I found Sophia's approach to be professional, cautious, empathetic and friendly. Katie is very willing to take on tasks. Nothing's too much trouble. She's professional, helpful. Helen Spokes, Freya's quality work is outstanding. Graham Ebers and Kieran's work with the commercial property team has been of enormous value. James Wilson. So I think that's really good work, and I'm looking forward for the support of the Personnel Board to continue this initiative and to let it flourish. Any questions? Lovely, thank you. All carried. Was that a question or? I thought you were voting.
No, it was just a quick question. The number of graduates I can see has gone up year on year, and I was particularly impressed that you managed to maintain 6 graduates during everything that went on during 2020. I was just wondering why it jumped up to 6 and then went down to 2 the following year, and what the thinking was behind that.
Probably to do with the volumes of work during the COVID pandemic, because a lot of the graduates were helping out to coordinate some of the programmes. So that would explain the sort of increase, the sharp uptick in 2020. I can get further details from Lewis, who runs the scheme for you. But I think knowing some of the projects and programmes that they've been involved in, it's to do with COVID and supporting or backfilling people that have been released to support the COVID initiatives that the council was undertaking during 2020.
That's great. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for the report. It is good to see that we're taking more graduates. Have we got a number for 2022 that we would like to bring into the organisation?
We haven't got a target, and it depends very much on how many graduates the LGA has that's of suitable calibre. And obviously, the more organisations that take part in the programme, the competition is quite fierce for the best graduates. So we don't have a target as yet. But we can certainly let you know what the outcome of the recruitment round is.
Okay, thanks. So this is very much led by the LGA, is it? That they put the programme together, they find the people, and then they, I guess, they have a discussion with the people and they decide what part of the country they want to go and work for. So what then happens after their 2 years? Do the LGA help them find positions in local authorities in the country?
I know that we've been helping some of our graduates in terms of employment. I'm not sure what the LGA's role and responsibility is after that, but I can certainly find out what they do in terms of supporting people with their careers.
Yeah, being that the first people were brought in 2015, there's obviously been quite a few who've gone, the 2 years has passed. Have any of them stayed with Wokingham? Have they all stayed with Wokingham, or have they all gone elsewhere?
They haven't all stayed with Wokingham. I know a couple have, and forgive me for not knowing the details, but this scheme predates my employment with the council. So I started back in July last year, and this scheme has been running for a number of years by the business change team. Some of the graduates do stay, some move on to other authorities, but while they're here, they are valuable in terms of the support and work they do for the council. So the council gets good value from the graduates, if you like, while they're here.
Thank you.
Still got one more, John. So we've got a comparison with Royal Borough, Winthrop, Maidenhead, Slough and Bracknell Forest. How about Reading? Have you got any detail of how many graduates Reading are taking? Are they actually involved in the scheme, or don't we know?
I don't personally know, but again, I can find out for you and circulate a written response to members.
Thank you.
The recommendation that the Personnel Board supports the future direction of the Graduate Academy. Those say aye. Yeah. Thank you. Carried. So the recruitment appointment of directors, assistant directors, permanent and interim. And before we come to the report, I'd just like to make two amendments to the report, as stated, that the recommendations from a personnel board goes direct to council on the 24th of March and not to the CRWG, and that the changes to the appointment processes for directors and assistant directors will not apply to any recruitment process that has already started. That's two amendments that I'd like to make. What we're trying to do here is to get more input, member input, to first of all recognise that not everybody is permanent nowadays, and that whilst ideally we would want them to be, in certain circumstances, it's actually not true, and that we're recruiting people to do a particular job or for a particular period. They prefer to be self-employed, and that they can. There's a variety of routes now which people work on. So, and also to extend the remit of the personnel board to the assistant directors as well as the directors. So these proposals are proposals to the Constitution, which are laid out in the paper, and I recommend them to. We just talked about them the last time we were here, and we did go back to CLT for their views on, and that's covered in item 22 at length of the minutes. So without further ado, I'll take questions. Clive.
At the last meeting, at the last meeting there was quite a lot of discussion about who should be involved in the recruitment, and there was a proposal which was put forward by Pauline that I think that the leader of the opposition was involved, but that seems to have not found its way into the proposal this time.
Well, you are involved to the extent that you're a member of the personnel board, but the process that we're trying to undertake is one where it follows the process. The process for interims follows the process for permanents, other than where the permanent goes to the personnel board, and it's agile and a process, and constitutionally the two people who are involved are the executive member and the chairman of the personnel board. So quite honestly, I don't think that it would add any value to get any further involvement. So I don't recommend it, Clive, to be honest.
What you said was not quite correct, because it's the executive member, the chairman of the personnel board, and the leader of the council. So it can be extended as required, but so at the moment it is 3 people, although in effect it is only 2, because you are the chairman of the personnel board and you are the leader. So really this is consultation with yourself and not much more.
So, but I don't agree that it would add any value. Thank you.
Sorry, Madeline. I'd just like my comments to be minuted, John. Thank you.
I apologise. I thought you were saying that. Should we then go to the vote if there's no other comments? Those in favour? John? Against? Abstaining? None. Thank you. Okay. Do the properly then. That personnel board recommends to council via the Constitution Review Group. The personnel recommends to council, excluding the Constitution Review Group, change the appointment process of directors and assistant directors as outlined in the paper, and with the following amendments, the recommendations from personnel board goes direct to council on the 24th of March and not via the CRG, WWG. And that kind of changes the appointment process for directors and assistant directors will not apply to any recruitment process that has already started. Again, those in favour? John? Those against? Me. So